Yo! What is up, guys? Welcome back. And in today's video, we are talking today about the Broadway bootleg. Now, I know the Broadway bootleg, it's a bit of a controversial subject. I recently saw Amy Lovett do a video on this. I'm a huge supporter of her. And it got me thinking, what do I think about Broadway bootlegs? I mean, I have an opinion. I know what I know, and I'm going to get into it. And let's admit it. If you are a Broadway fan, a stan, or something in between that kind of gauge, whatever, you've watched a bootleg at some point. You know what I mean? It's just an undeniable fact. I'm going to be honest. I have watched more bootlegs in my lifetime than my dad has smoked cigarettes. No, that's not true at all. But you know what I mean? You get the point. Seen the Hamilton bootleg. I have multiple versions of Beetlejuice I have seen, bootleg-wise. Especially with quarantine and all that stuff. I've seen, Be More Chill bootlegs. You know what I mean? And basically, I want to give you my thoughts. So here's the pros of bootlegs, and here's the cons. And, let's get right into the video. So, up first, I just want to say Theater is my sports shirt, which you can get in the link below. No, I'm just kidding. Though, if I did get merchandising, no one would buy it. But anyways, it'd be cool. Make money. Anyways, the pros of bootlegs. 1, if you are living in a state, a country, a city, a town, whatever, and your place does not have a good art scene, or they don't support it, or a lot of Broadway shows don't come, or you just simply cannot afford a ticket for anything, this is a great way for you to go and see a show that you will never be able to see in your lifetime. And if you could, by the time you got there, your show that you want to see isn't going to even be there anymore, unless it's Hamilton, which would take even longer. But Broadway bootlegs, I think, are a good way for people in underprivileged areas who do not come from a lot of money to experience Broadway or just musicals in general, seeing as they can't get to the Broadway ticket price. In my case, I have seen, let's see, over 10 Broadway shows. I saw 3 Broadway shows this past summer. I saw Matilda. I saw Finding Neverland. I saw Cats, School of Rock, Hanson, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Hello Dolly with Bette Midler. I saw Being with Chill off Broadway, SpongeBob. I saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I saw Being with Chill again, Tootsie, Hades. So I've seen 13 Broadway shows. And technically, one was an off-Broadway show, so I've seen 12 shows on Broadway, but I count it as 13 in New York. So I'm not trying to flex here, but I've seen a lot of Broadway shows, and a ton on tour. Very lucky to be able to go to New York every single year, although obviously not this year because of you-know-what. But yeah, so I'm very privileged, and I still, there's some shows I still can't see, so I have to get bootlegs, and I have to find them on the internet. And I ultimately think that, like, if anything, if you watch a bootleg, right, you shouldn't feel bad, you know what I mean? Because you're not like giving the person that filmed it money. You're just going on YouTube and watching it. And if anyone tries to make you feel bad for watching a bootleg, or tries to make you feel as if it's a crime, it's not. I mean, it's illegal, but if you watch it, you're gonna be fine. Nothing illegal repercussions-wise are gonna happen to you, and it's just you wanting to experience the show. And that's okay. What's not okay is the people that film it. Now, I don't actually know how Broadway bootleggers film a show. It's not like they just have their iPhone and they're just like this the whole time. Although maybe they are. But I think I think really the ushers and the producers and the people working at the theater need to do a better job at really looking at people and if they're on their phones and if they have cameras. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. I live in Boston. I'm going to just say it. I live in Boston Opera House sometimes. And at the Boston Opera House, if you even so much have your phone out, they will tell you to turn it off. They're so on it. Broadway ushers, they just don't care, bro. They're just chilling, bro. Just, doing their drugs and smoking the weed and all that stuff. They don't care, guys. They don't care. Okay? They're only in it for the dough, for that big cha-ching. Can you get away? This is my dog, Max. Get in the title for clickbait, you dumb. He's not getting in. Anyways, I think it's up to the ushers to do a better job at really being able to decode who is the bootlegger and who isn't. And it is unfair that some people have to just watch the show through a lens and not really be able to experience it like they, other people would. And, I mean, my theater experience is some people have been on their phones, and it is rude, but you deal with it, and ushers are pretty decent with it. And yeah, and also, Broadway bootlegs have helped a bunch of shows have a rise in the fandom, like Be More Chill and Heathers, and people being able to not, I mean, I think the album obviously helped Be More Chill, but I think the fact that they had that footage, that 35 minutes of magicalness that they were never going to get anywhere else. Now, the cons with bootlegs is that I think that, again, it's illegal. Is filming a bootleg right? No, it's not. It's not. But at the same time, I don't think we should just be like, oh, bootleg should be banned and we shouldn't have it. Because at the same time, a lot of Broadway fans and stands cannot see or afford a Broadway ticket price. And a lot of it has to do with how expensive New York is, or how they don't have the good theater art scene that a major city that Boston has. So at the end of the day, I think bootlegs are a bad thing for people experiencing it and for the actors and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, people aren't going to not pay money to go and see the show. For example, I've seen various Beetlejuice bootlegs, but I'd still go and see the show. Because a bootleg can be really bad footage, in Beetlejuice's cases, really good footage. But it's different experiencing live with all the cuts and edits and how to hear dialogue at certain points. And I think producers need to really look into finding out how they can bring live theater to the masses. Let's look at this. Shrek the Musical. It was a flop on Broadway. They knew it wasn't going to come back. They did a pro shot and they released it. And a lot of it has to do with negotiations with actors, and it's very costly to film in New York. That's why SpongeBob filmed in London as opposed to New York City, because the cost of filming in London is much less than in New York. So I think it does come down to cost. But they can easily, well, maybe not easily, but they can easily make it so that it's affordable, or they can just go and film it in London. Most major Broadway productions have a touring version, or they have a London version, and they can do it there, wherever it costs less money. And again, shows like Something Rotten, Finding Neverland, Waitress, I mean, they could get Broadway revivals, but if you release a pro shot, people are going to like it. I think they're going to release a Hamilton pro shot in a year from now. And I think at the end of the day, the major concern with releasing professionally filmed versions of shows is that are people not going to pay a ticket price if they see a pro shot? Some people might. If I got a pro shot for Beetlejuice, would I still see it if it came into Boston? Yes. Would I make it a top priority for Broadway? Probably not. But I think a lot of people, would see the pro shot, but they still would want to experience it live. I feel like a lot of producers underestimate the need for us to actually be in the theater. Like Evan Hansen, I would see it a pro shot, but the experience is so much more impactful and stronger when you're in the music box theater. And I think ultimately producers are underestimating that. But at the end of the day, I support bootlegs. I don't support them filming it, and it's not right that they film it, but at the end of the day, I don't degrade people for watching bootlegs or wanting them. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people you gotta think. People want bootlegs for a specific reason. Because if people could afford to see a Broadway show, they wouldn't be wanting a bootleg. People that want bootlegs, a lot of them probably can't go and see it, and some of them can and have, and they just want to see it again. And in my case, I can, and I just want to rewatch it again. Or there's some that I just can't see and I want to watch. And I think we just got to think about the underprivileged people, the people that don't come from a lot of money, that cannot afford that, and that's their only source of it. And again, there's the whole thing about privilege and wanting it just now. Amy Lovett released this kind of topic. I don't think that they're privileged, because I think they want it because they know they're not going to be able to see the original company, or they know that they're not going to be able to see the show for many, many years. I had to wait 2 years to see Something Rotten, because I couldn't see it on Broadway. But yeah, so I mean, there's yeah, and I think at the end of the day, Broadway bootleg, it's still controversial. But I think that it costs a lot of money, but if all shows professionally filmed and released it after the Broadway one, you'd have a shortage of bootlegs. Or if the show just wasn't doing well and closed early, you can still release it. I think at the end of the day, Broadway bootlegs are going to be on forever, as long as there are no pro shots. And I know the money thing is a bad situation, but if they really wanted to invest the time, they could come up with some kind of solution. And it's a shame, because I think Broadway is a very elitist place, despite there being a lot of young people that love Broadway. I think bootlegs are their only really good source for finding it. Also, this whole NFT date, I think that's complete and utter just trash. I mean, I watched the Moulin Rouge bootleg on YouTube and it got taken down. And people are complaining, why is this up? It's not, the date isn't set yet, and this master is going to stop filming bootlegs. And I'm like, well, and I've seen this so many times. So many people said, if you don't take this down, people are going to stop filming it. 3 years later, boom, we're still getting bootlegs. Someone's always going to be filming Broadway bootlegs, and that's just a fact. And with this whole Corona thing, no, I can't say that, but with this whole virus thing going around, there might not even be a Broadway anymore, so who cares? And, like, why should people that illegally film a show be getting money off of this? You know what I mean? So don't feel bad for the masters, okay? Be glad that they filmed it, but if you have it and you want to post it, you can. Because, again, you shouldn't be profiting off of an illegal activity. You shouldn't. Just release it. I mean, yeah, no. So if you see comments like that, it's just like, whatever. Like, people are going to still be making bootlegs, and people shouldn't be making money off of it. And it's kind of a bit hypocritical that you want them to have it so they don't get in trouble. Like, if you didn't want to get in trouble, then why would you release the video at all? Why would you film it, you idiots? Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit loopy right now. But yeah, anyways, guys, this is my thoughts, pros and cons on bootleg. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and peace.